MLB.com ranked the Astros in the postseason amongst other teams. They ranked all the teams pitching, their pitching staffs and their lineups. And where would you guess let's start with offense. Where would the Astros offense be ranked?
Offensively, they're without a doubt top 5. Now, they're incredibly inconsistent, and that is one of the issues of this baseball team, and I still think it could be an issue because things do tighten up in the postseason overall. That's something that has me concerned, but they have to, at worst, be a top 5 offense because, well, there's some teams in this postseason that honestly can't hit a lot.
They are number 4. They are number 4 right now in postseason teams for offense. I thought this was a little crazy. They ranked the Orioles at number 7, which I felt like was a little bit low.
I think you just go look at them, and there's just not the power there that you would.
Yeah,
like,
that's
maybe,
fair.
That's
fair.
That you would say, hey, that's a top 5. The Astros have the power clearly, but again, to me, it all gets back to the inconsistency.
Yeah, number 1 is the Braves, which makes sense.
Best offense maybe we've ever seen in baseball.
Yeah,
Did you see that picture recently? Somebody tweeted out of the lineup the other night, and all their home run totals like 30.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 40, 35, 55, 35, 39, 28, 30, like just the entire lineup. Stupid. They hit over 300 home runs this year.
The article actually starts with the Braves, says this is not a lineup, it's a video game.
It is
the first sentence. Yeah, it's just
like the
it's like playing
2019
MLB
Astros,
The Show.
again.
Which, by the way, my last career on MLB The Show, I did hit a 5 home run game. So
did you really?
Yeah,
I've never accomplished that one.
But yeah, video games are ridiculous, and the Atlanta Braves hit like a video game. Who do you think the number 2 ranked offense on this rankings by MLB.com is?
Unfortunately, probably the team that plays a by 45 because they did have offensive numbers this season that were pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's the Rangers.
They didn't look good at the end of the season.
No, they didn't, but it does bring up the Rangers had 10 guys qualify for the batting title with OPS plus marks above league average. Which
Led
is
the American
ridiculous.
League in batting average, on base, slugging, OPS, and home runs.
I think the operative word there is average because the Rangers are an average postseason team. I hate the fact that they're ranked second, but it does make sense. Getting to the pitching staff, which, I mean, honestly, if there's anything that we are very worried about in this postseason, for the Astros, it would be the pitching staff. I'm not too worried about the lineup because these guys have been there, done that. And they definitely look better in this Diamondback series than they have in a few of those series before that. But the Astros, where do you think the Astros are ranked amongst pitching staffs in the MLB postseason? Don't laugh at me, Andrew. I'm trying to figure it out. I know it's staffs, but
Staff
I'm saying
infection?
staffs. Yeah. Where does the pitching rank for the Astros in the postseason?
Without a doubt, to me, it's bottom half of the
Bottom half?
postseason.
Okay.
Yes. Of the, how many teams we have now? 12?
12.
Right? 12? Yeah, it's bottom
12
half.
teams.
It's bottom half.
Where low bottom half or high bottom half?
High bottom half, but still bottom half.
They are number 7.
They're not
right now.
Rangers bad.
No, they're not.
Rangers are in a very tough spot.
The Rangers currently right now are the 11th ranked pitching staff.
I think that's being kind. I would have put them 12.
The Astros, they have the Astros ranked 7, which they actually have them ranked slightly above the Braves at 8, which the Braves pitching staff, their starting rotation has struggled at times this season.
I think that's a little bit dangerous by MLB.com to put the Braves down that low.
To put them that low, you think they should be a little bit
you
higher?
have Spencer Strider and you have Charlie Morton in a
Yeah, that's
rotation
true.
that you could just strike out a billion guys. Like, those two guys are just, I'd put them up there.
Charlie Morton.
Still miss him. That was still one
I
of
wish he
the
was
few
still in the
mistakes
Astros
of the Luno era was letting him go.
Yes, I would have loved for him to have been an Astro for life. No, let's see. If you had to choose who would be number 1 and number 2 for pitching staffs in the MLB postseason, who would it be? Stop laughing at me, Andrew. It's every time.
Number 1, the Twins are going to be up there. I did not look at this like who was number 1. The Twins are going to be up there. I think the Blue Jays are going to be up there, but is it going to be the Blue Jays that they have ranked number 1?
Let's see. I lost the
Which is, by the way,
the Blue Jays are number 2.
Okay,
on this
Blue
ranking.
Jays are number 2.
They're number 2.
Where are the Twins?
Which is surprising. The Twins are number 3.
Okay. So that means number 1 is good Lord, who's number 1? I don't know. You're going to have to tell me.
Number 1 is Milwaukee. The Brewers, they have the Brewers listed as number 1, which I think is right.
Yeah, you got some guys in there that got some gas.
The Blue Jays and the Twins are close though. Are really close to them. So I'm not surprised by these rankings by MLB.com for the Astros, putting the pitching at 7th and the offense at 4th. I feel like if they play at that level, if they play at the 4th best offense in the postseason and the 7th best pitching
They have to be better
in the postseason. They do have to be better at pitching overall. But I do feel like we're at least talking about an ALCS berth and possibly another World Series appearance.
I think both those teams that they could play, Toronto and Minnesota, are going to be difficult for the offense to have consistent outputs against. Now, Minnesota's history in the postseason, I know that you can't judge a team based off their previous history, but I mean, the damn team hasn't won a postseason series since 1991. Right. They've won one postseason game, I think, since 94.
Poor Minnesota. That's all they have right now. Leave Minnesota alone. They have nothing else.
But I will say, I think that the key for the Astros this postseason to go back to another ALCS, which right now, I'm going to tell you right now, with my worries that I do have, I will still pick, I think the rest, I know a lot of people had that, worry about, well, why wouldn't you want to just be a wild card team and play on the road more or whatever, because this team for some reason can't win at home. You want the rest. I will tell you how much those guys said it mattered last year. Getting that rest off in the wild card round, it really meant a lot to them, and I think it's going to matter for this team in this postseason as well.
It's going to matter for pitching
getting
more than
Verlander
anything.
a week off, because he's starting game one. I love Framber Valdez, but you're starting Verlander game one just based off the way it's gone at the end of the season. The Astros getting back to the World Series or even getting to the ALCS this year, it all, to me, lies in the bullpen, because they are going to, unfortunately, have to rely on the bullpen being nails. And there's definitely not – it's not a bullpen like last year where there's a ton of guys. Like last year, you're talking about Ryan Stanek, who set the franchise record for ERA for a reliever in the season. The guy couldn't pitch in the postseason. You don't have that this year.
Right.
But they need those guys to pitch to that level. They're going to have Graveman be unbelievable at some point. They're going to pitch Montero at some point. You're going to have him do something as well. If they go deep in the postseason, it's because their bullpen helped them get through it. Because right now, even with Verlander and Framber, I'm still going to, I don't know about you, I'm going to be holding my breath when those guys start.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
There's not a single guy that's going to make a start in this postseason that you're going to go, oh, my God, they're getting a win today.
We've talked about this a bunch and who it's going to be leading up to this moment over the last 5 weeks. But I want to ask you right now, who do you think is going to what do you think the starting rotation is going to look like for the postseason? Now, after seeing everything, seeing how Christian Javier looked at the end of the year, JP France, Hunter Brown, Jose Urquidy sneaking in there for a start when JP France couldn't go. What do you think the starting rotation looks like for the postseason for the Astros?
I think they set the first three up as Verlander, Framber, Javier, and then the fourth, if they need a fourth, goes to JP France.
That would be my choice, too.
My thing is JP France available in those first three games of the bullpen? That could change your game four, of course, because right now Urquidy's not starting.
No.
And Hunter Brown is definitely not starting.
No.
Those guys are in the bullpen. That's, I think, as simple as it gets.
I like the idea of JP France starting and having Urquidy in the bullpen better.
My question with France still is, this is the Dusty thing.
Yeah.
Now, he got forced into it. Is Dusty going to trust starting a rookie in the postseason?
Yeah.
And if he does, he's not going to let him go. The Astros, I should say, probably won't let him go through the order more than twice.
And here's the thing. JP France, the reason a lot of people love the JP France idea is because it gives you the opportunity to give the death lineup. You get the death lineup if you have JP France on the mound. But if he...
Did you see the end of the season, though? Dusty stopped playing freaking Yainer Diaz.
I know. And would he be willing to play Yainer Diaz or start Yainer Diaz in a playoff game? Another rookie.
Andrew, we got to give Josh kudos right now. We're talking about during the show, when we're leading up to this show, one of the things that I was going to give you a demerit for, which I think we're going to do at some point, was the way that you said Yainer. You at the beginning said Yainer.
I had to change it. I thought I was saying Yainer, but now I've had to go like full Midwest.
You're going Yainer. And I was like, my first thing's going to be to get him is when he says you did it.
I know.
I'm proud of you. Like CJ Stroud is
it.
proud of people wearing their jerseys and being a Stroud boy. I'm proud of you.
I'm not good with names, man. We have learned that
I think you're good with names.
I'm not good. I'm bad with pronouncing some names, which is awful because I was a linguist when I was in the Air Force. So
really,
yeah, that was my job.
Oh,
I was an Arabic linguist though. Okay. Thank you very much.
That's right. You told me. Yeah, you knew some Arabic.
So I learned Arabic. I like that. I like that idea. I like the lineup. I'm excited about what Christian Javier is going to look like with a week's or almost a week's rest too. That
what you're getting out of him though. You're hoping for 5.
I know
he's going to be at like 89 pitches in the 4th inning,
but it's going to be hopefully 5 really good innings with that little bit of rest.